Okay, so there's a lot of noise outside and whatnot, but this is going to be a different type of video. Actually, no, it's not. So I got a package here. I'm going to unbox it. I know exactly what's in it. I ordered it earlier today, and it's 3 books. Guess which books they are. They are not books I would normally read, first of all. They are not books I would normally read. Okay, Google, turn on the living room light to 100%.
Got it. Setting the living room light
They are
brightness to
not
100%.
books I would normally read. So, I have, I think 2 Kathleen books. Yeah. Okay, so my first Kathleen Glasgow book is You'd Be Home Now. Okay, my next book is by Tamara Ireland Stone, and it's called Every Last Word. And my last Kathleen Glasgow book is called Girl in Pieces. So, I guess the way that I'm going to talk to you about these books is how to make friends with the dog. I guess the way that I'm going to talk to you about these books is that before I post this, I'm going to go ahead and read the first chapter of each of these 3 books and then tell you what it's all about. And while I'm doing that, I might read the synopsis in the back to see if it kind of like connects to anything. But before I read the synopsis, I actually just want to read the first chapter without expecting or knowing what the book is about. Even though I kind of like already have an idea of what they're about because I ended up ordering them on Amazon 2 hours ago and now they're here at my house. Don't we just love technology? How do I talk about this type of stuff? I don't know how to talk to you about this. I guess this is why I have a YouTube, to try to help myself, I don't know, learn how to express what I'm feeling or whatever. So here I have a couple books, right? 3 of which were from earlier, 1 of which I just picked up from my library and I just wanted to make it 4. Okay, so I have 4 books. You could tell that there's 1 book that I didn't annotate because I like to do little sticky notes like this where they come off the edge like that, right? I don't know, I think it's cute or cool. There's this book. This book does not have any annotations on it. Let me remove the 3rd book or the 4th book that I just picked up from my library. From the 3 books that I talked about earlier in this video, which one do you think I didn't annotate? Meaning, which one I couldn't connect with at all? I'll let you think about it. If you guessed every last word, then you're correct. Now, I don't want to say this is a bad book, okay? Because it's not. And if I am to give it something, right, one of the things that I really like about it is that it's very like stream of consciousness type of thing, where it's kind of like it's just speaking out its mind. But the back reads, Samantha looks just like the rest of the popular girls in her junior class, but hidden beneath the straightened hair and expertly applied makeup is a secret that her friends would never understand. Sam has purely obsessional OCD and is consumed by a stream of dark thoughts and worries that she can't turn it off. And that's kind of like where I'm talking about in terms of like stream of consciousness that kind of just goes from one point to the next. what I do like about that book, though, what I do like about this book, though, is that Sam, she deals with things that to her are normal, but she understands that to other people it's not necessarily normal, but she still wants to fit in her friend group, but she struggles with the idea that perhaps other people wouldn't accept her if they knew, right? That's what I'm getting off from the first chapter. Now these two books. Girl in Pieces and You'd Be Home Now. They are both by Kathleen Glasgow. And there's a third book called How to Make Friends in the Dark. And you know for a fact that I am gonna have that third book here tomorrow, because I love these two books. I am a Kathleen Glasgow fan, the same way that many of you are a Colleen Hoover fan. Okay, let me talk to you about Girl in Pieces first. Okay, because I guess this is my second favorite type of book based off this little haul. Okay. The back says Charlotte Davis is in pieces. At 17, she's already lost more than most people do in a lifetime, but she's learned how to forget. The broken glass washes away the sorrow until there's nothing but calm. You don't have to think about your father and the river, your best friend who is gone forever, or your mother who has nothing left to give you. Every new scar hardens Charlie's heart just a little more, yet it still hurts so much. It hurts enough to not care anymore, which is sometimes what has to happen before you could find your way back from the edge. I don't want to give too much about the beginning of this book. I read the first chapter of all three books that I kind of like introduced earlier in this video, but from this book I read the first three because or the first five, because they're really short chapters. And I'm not gonna play with you, I'm not gonna kid with you. Like, I was confused. I was confused as heck from the very beginning. I had no idea what was going on. I'm like, is this girl in the hospital? Is this girl like in a rehab center? Like, what is going on here? But I think the idea of having like a support group around you, right? Meaning family members, friends, you know, siblings, whoever, right? People that support who you are and like encourage you to be the best version of yourself that you could possibly be. I think that's amazing, and that's one of the reasons why I kind of like Mary Shelley's, I think, right? Frankenstein, because of the whole domestic circle, on how our family is supposed to be this idealistic view of like people that are supposed to like prop us up and like make us the best versions that we could possibly be and believe in us even when we don't believe in ourselves. But in this case, I feel like based off what I've gotten from this book, it's all about this girl who it seems like everyone has lost hope for her, and she definitely does not have it easy. And I know that she could spot the people that do have it easy, and like it's hard navigating through all of that when you're constantly comparing yourself to other people. That's all I'll say. And I know you can relate. Okay, now do not be surprised if I finish this book by the morning. You'd be here now. Or you'd be home now. Another drink. How do I talk about this book? Okay, I really don't know how to talk about this book, so let me just start talking about the back of the book, okay, the synopsis. It's finally peaceful now that my wild and troubled brother is gone, and I feel guilty about loving this peace. For all of Amori's life, she's been told who she is. Everything was turned on its head, though, when she and her brother, Joey, were in the car accident that killed Candy Montclair. The car accident that revealed just how bad Joey's drug habit was. 4 months later, Emmy's junior year is starting. Joey is home from rehab, and the entire town is still reeling from the accident. Everyone is still telling Emmy who she is, but so much has changed. How can she be the same person? Was she ever that person at all? Emmy has always thought that people live one story, but she's beginning to see that people are more than they appear to be. People like her brother, who might not be cured, like the popular guy who lives next door, and most of all, like the many ghosties, addicts who haunt the edges of this town. Now, it might just be time to decide for herself who she is. Another book. I read 3 chapters of this book. It starts off with the car accident. And if I tell you what happens next, I would be spoiling it. But it grips you. And I have never... Okay, I'm gonna lie here for a second. I've never connected to a book more than this. Other than, Clap When You Land, maybe. I just like Clap When You Land. But I connected to this so much, being that you've lived through this trauma. You've seen this stuff happen in your life. And now you're trying to figure out how to move on, how to live, when everyone that you see is trying to tell you how to feel. And sometimes the best medicine is just to feel. Just feel it all.